Hello, my art viewers. Welcome back to my channel. You are seeing the art of inside impressions, and this is artist Bhavna. So today we are going to see this ornaments or jewelry. So this video is totally dedicated to draw this neck piece. So this is so pretty good video because this is real time video and you can see complete process of this jewelry or neck piece. Okay, so first I'm trying to draw the detailed outline. So first I just gave the random lines here, but here I'm trying to draw the details in this neck piece. And yeah, before actually putting the final look, you need to be like good with outline so that you can draw easily without any second thought. Okay, so first try to illustrate it properly, and here try to use the low grade pencils so that whenever you want to change anything or edit anything, you can erase it easily without any difficulty. Okay, so please avoid dark grays while doing the outline. So HB and H, and yeah, somewhat 2B is fine, but try to maintain till HB only. So now we are going to take the 5B grade pencil and we are just giving the base shadows. So the base shadows will be more darker. So that's why we are just using 5B grade first, then later on we'll darken it more. Okay, so we'll use up to 10B or 11B also. So let's see. Now at present we are using 5B grade. So initially try to draw and figure out the darker things when you are drawing. Okay, so when you figure out the darkest shades or darkest region, and when you apply it, your job is half done. So after applying that, you can go for midtones and then the lightest region will directly come up. And if you want to give any highlights and some different things like skin texture and all, so you can give easily. So this is like best tip I'll follow while I'm doing. So yeah, I don't use white gel pen for this entire process, and I don't recommend to use white gel pen. So I don't use at all in any of the artwork, because the white gel pen will really show different look when you are observing directly. But when for coming to like photos, it is okay, but yeah, I don't use it. So we are using this thin and this big paper stump. Okay, though, so this is the important tool here we are using to make this jewelry. And because we are dealing with the like really tiny areas and we don't want to spread all over it, and make sure you are placing or you're resting your hand on some tissue paper or some other white region except on the artwork, because this will spread it easily as we are working with minute details. So make sure and be conscious about everything. So don't eat or drink while making artworks, because you'll mess up the things. So this thing also you should keep in mind. So yeah, everything I'll share from my experience only. So when you eat something, the like tiny little particles or like any drink will fall on your artwork, and this will really damage your art piece. You can't erase it or you can't correct it later. So make sure when you are eating or drinking, you are going aside far from your art piece and having something or other, and then coming back and working. So wash your hands properly before coming and continuing your artwork. So this tip will help you, as because some or other particles stick to our hand and directly when you are coming and drawing, so it may damage your paper. So you need to take everything in your minds, because you're working like on the realistic artworks and you're sitting for like plenty infinite hours spending on one artwork. So you should not spoil it, right? So here I'm using pencil eraser. So if you don't have pencil eraser, you can go for Tombow Mono Zero eraser, but either of both is like must. So if you want to erase something, it should be sharp enough when you're making jewelry. So if you use like normal eraser, you will erase it completely. So either pencil eraser or Tombow mono zero eraser is really mandatory for doing this process. And yeah, first we gave this a darker shadows below, then we worked on midtones using like a blending stump, that is mini or tiny or thin blending stump. And then the topmost region will be like highlights, so that will be like a sparkling region. And yeah, so it is easy, right? So starting with dark tones, in between it is midtones, and top is like white highlights. So jewelry is really interesting to do, and you need to learn few basics to make it so perfect. And if you do once, you'll fall in love with jewelry and you are like pro. So make sure you're watching this video for knowing more tips. And yeah, if you're seeing my channel for the first time, so please don't leave this, do subscribe and stay connected and support me. More such videos are really coming up, so don't miss them. So whatever I'm doing here, I'm doing with either pencil eraser or Tombow mono zero eraser, so there is no other option. So I didn't used electrical eraser here, because I can't manage the friction in this like a small area. And this piece is done on 10 into 13 centimeters, and you can know like 10 into 13 centimeters is really so tiny, and working on the details, so this is really time taking and breathtaking job, I can say. So that's why it took 71 plus hours to complete this artwork. So this is not at all a easy thing, and I faced really many challenges here. So every work, whatever you do, will have challenges, and you need to face them to get the best results out from there. Okay, so don't give up and try to enhance your skills by taking the challenging jobs every time, I'll say. So here the region is so small, and here I'm sharpening my, I mean, like I'm just using my cutter to sharp the Tombow mono zero eraser, and am I again going to give the highlights. So this is really time taking, and you people know that this is like in centimeters work, right? So how sharp your Tombow mono zero eraser is, that good you'll give the highlights. So make sure you are using sharp Tombow mono zero eraser or sharp pencil eraser to get the better results. Okay, so we are done with the first line of the neck piece. We'll just add here and there some dark spots so that they'll come up. And yeah, we'll go for the mirror part. First again we are taking 5B grade pencil, and we are just filling that thread piece, so that is attached to the neck piece, and we are just drawing using 5B. It is just filling, not a big deal. So make sure you are leaving the areas, some areas according to my reference image I'm adding. So I'm leaving few areas where I can see some pearl stones and mirrors. So make sure you are not covering up, because you'll really miss the essence of this, and you will really miss the beauty of this neck piece. So make sure you're observing properly before making it dark. So I'm perfectly alright now. I already made it dark, and we'll just see this second line of the neck piece. So that second line is covered beautifully with mirrors. So how to draw mirrors and how to show the mirror look, we'll just see within few minutes. And yeah, we'll just start. And here, when you are dealing with mirrors, shadows and the highlights and the shades on the mirror will really matter, and don't ever miss those tiny details on the mirrors. Okay, so first I just want to cover the entire mirror, like outer region of the mirror, with 5B grade pencil, so that we can directly deal with the mirrors. So before applying it perfectly, make sure your mirrors are placed in the right place, or else if you want any changes you need to do before applying this 5B grade pencil, because you can't erase. And if you're not sure about the placements of the mirror, you can use here HB or 2B to fill the complete region. So let me zoom in little bit so that you can see the better detailed video, I guess. So yeah, let's go. So this will be like a really close enough process and you can really enjoy like this videos, I guess. And yeah, so we are almost done with the filling, and some regions and some mirrors are really covered up. So I'm just making it big and I'm making it unique in size, so every mirror is having the equal size, and make sure you are not missing it. So I'll just skip this process and I'll show how I'll arrange. So this is how I arranged them, and I just erased a little smaller mirrors and made it like big or unique to each other. So I'm using here thin blending stump, and I just gave like a line in center of this mirror. So again, where can you find the shadows, there you need to directly um, do it. So you should not miss any shadow, because yeah, if you miss the shadows it doesn't look like mirror, and if you miss like any detail inside the mirror, it will not resemble as the mirror, it will resemble as some other thing on the jewelry. So make sure every region, every part, every line and every single dot is really important when you are dealing with the mirrors. So yeah, this was the toughest thing to me because I never experienced making the jewelry. So this is my first time I did, and while doing the earpiece it was really tough to me because I never experienced it. So I just researched and I applied on the other page, and I just experimented different methods to get the good results, and after that I apply directly on the my original art piece. So I just want to say one line is, you need to just experiment and learn from your experiments, okay? So never ever directly apply on the original art piece, because you may hamper the process. So make sure if you are working on new and you don't know that region or that process, so make it on other paper or other piece of paper and then apply onto your artwork. I hope this tip will help you, and to give this like tiny and little fragile lines, we are using 0.3 mechanical pencil from the Stedler brand here. So I'm avoiding using pencils in this process, so because whatever the sharpness of the pencil, you will really get the dark lines, and I don't really want the dark lines here. How thin and how good the lines here look, that good the mirror will look. So everything is really important, and make sure you are using at least 0.5 mechanical pencil, because normal pencil doesn't work while doing this. So if you don't have 0.3, go for 0.5. So yeah, we are just giving the shade on the region where it is left white. So complete white doesn't look good, and anything which is white will not be complete white. It will have few shades and shadows, and when giving those shadows and shades only, this will look like jewelry. And it should not be complete gray also. Some region you need to add like white essence, so that it will look like shining and it will look really good. So after applying this line using the 0.3 mechanical pencil, we'll just do this for the entire uh, region. Okay, so I'll just skip this process. So yeah, the same thing I'm applying using 0.3. So yeah, so our next process is to use jewel B on the darkest region where I said I applied the first layer as 5B. There I'm darkening up using 12B. So make sure you are going slowly, but I'm going fastly. It doesn't matter, but if you don't have good control on your pencil, make it slowly. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm having good control, but yeah, I'm habituated to make it faster. So yeah, so this is like a region again covered with thread. So that region I just made it darker using 5B, and later I'll use 12B also because it should look more dark. So I'm loving this mirror effect. So if you also love my mirrors, make sure you are commenting below I love mirror. Okay, so yes, I'm waiting for your comments. And yes, so this is how we are going to give other details. So I'll just skip this because this is same region and it doesn't have much challenging work here. So here and there we need to just add the shadows and highlights, so on. So coming to the darkest region, I'm just covering with 12B or the whatever dark pencil you're having. So if you're having 8B as darkest grade in your pencil set, go for the darkest, that is 8B. And now I'm going to use 3B grade pencil and I'm making this small circles in between this necklace or neck piece. Okay, so here I'm using 3B with good sharp tip, and make sure you are drawing identical circles. Okay, so yeah, I'll just speed up this process. So here I covered two lines, so that is somewhat big circles, and the fourth line will be somewhat small circles than the third line. So directly using 5B grade pencil in center of the circle, I am marking the small dot. So yeah, I'll just speed up the process. So if you are confident enough, you can directly take 12B grade and you can directly mark. Now we are taking 9B pencil and we are just adding few little darker region in between those circles. So observe carefully, we are just covering up the entire region dark, leaving those circles. So you can see right how I'm covering. Go slowly, don't mess the things. Here the region is really small enough, and you can see right how slowly I'm going. And yeah, so slowly I'm covering up the, and I'm surrounding the entire region with the 9B grade pencil. So I'll just speed up the process little bit. This is how I'm covering the entire region and I'm not leaving any space in between. So after done with that process, I'm using 5B grade pencil and I'm just adjusting the small circles and I'm just adding the dark effect. So I'm just redrawing the circles using 5B. Okay, so yeah, and when we are done with this process, here I'm going to use the mini blending stump and I'm just blending complete circles in this way. So some circles you need to leave white and some circles you need to give light gray tones and some circles you need to give the black tones. So according to the shades, shadows and the sunlight, you need to apply this process. So make sure you are considering all the factors while doing this process. And next we are going to deal with the other line. So this is last second line, and the neck piece is looking so pretty with this 1 2 3 4 lines. So it is totally of 6 lines. We already done with the 4 lines. And now we are just covering this line using 5B grade. So I'm just adjusting and I'm just drawing the darkest region, and I'm covering the darkest region first. So this is like my every portrait tip. So wherever I do, let it be skin texture or anything, first I'll deal with the darkest regions. So the same phenomena I'll apply for every piece. So I hope you can inculcate this phenomena and you can see the good results. So here you'll have two different shapes. So that is like little bit of heart shape and somewhat circular shape, but it is not good perfect circle, somewhat like half eaten apple. Okay, so heart shape and half eaten apple. So we are just blending the between region. Okay, so one is like alternate things. So here one heart, one half eaten apple, and here I'm going to use 9B pencil. So this is 9B grade pencil, and I'm just darkening the shapes, and I'll just cover the entire line in this way. I hope you can see heart and somewhat circular shapes, I guess. So they are not good perfect shapes, so that's why how my reference image is looking in that way, I just added it. So yeah, so if your reference image is not having good perfect shapes, don't add perfect shapes according to your imagination. So whatever you can see, add that only, don't do any extra work. Okay, so I hope this tip also will help you. And again, taking our mini blending stump, we are blending some regions using this. So I'm not blending completely, I'm just blending all the hearts, you can see, right? So I just blended it, and I'm just adding few details inside the circular shapes. So in circle it is like other shape, somewhat circle only. So that thing I'm adding using 0.3 mechanical pencil. So there were many details doing this neck piece. You just thought this neck piece is so easy, but it is not. It took much time to me, and yeah, it is really challenging too, because drawing this neck piece in like small area is really challenging, and covering up all the details without missing even one detail is so important. And once I'm done with like fifth line, I'm just doing the sixth line. So you can see I already made the darker shapes using 5B, and now I'm making it like shadows, dark shadows I'm creating on one side of the shape. So in this way I'll just speed up this process. So our next process will be making this dots in between each shape. So I hope you can see, right? I'm doing this dots using 9B grade pencil, so we'll just speed up the process. Using the fat blending stump, will blend the in between regions of this shape. Okay, so do it completely. So I added in this way. So after this process, I'm just using other 5B grade pencil, and I'm just adding the shadows below the shapes. So here and the shadows, darker shadows are really important. So I'm just adding below it. So below every shape I'm adding it. Direction is really important while making the shadows, so make sure you are applying it on the correct direction. And after we are done with that process, we are using the 9B grade pencil, and we are just making lines. Okay, so this will be like double line effect. So at present I'm just giving the single line for every shape. So this is just looking like fish, right? So after adding the double line, you'll just feel like fish. So here, yeah, exactly not double line but the triple line. So I'm making those lines, I'm just adding the dark shades, and I'm adjusting the shapes, and I'm doing many more things here, and using 9B I'm doing it. So this is like process. So I just completed it, and I hope you loved it. And this is how it will look, and this is like final look. and I hope you really enjoyed this video. And if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and support me further. And thank you so much for watching, and stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Happy learning. Artist Bhavna signing off for today. Bye bye.